This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Kishor Kulkarni,
Good
and
morning.
good morning, good morning, Professor Sarath Kumar. I'm Ashwini here. On behalf of India School News, I like to welcome you all to this online meeting. The duration of our online meeting will be around 30 minutes. And Mr. Kulkarni, you can start by giving a brief introduction about yourself, and then you can speak on the topic which you have chosen today, manifold perspectives of a teacher. Any
Yeah.
participants join the meeting,
Okay.
they can also ask a few questions after you finish your talk. So you can start your talk now, Mr. Kishor Kulkarni. Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning to all. I am Kishor Kulkarni, Principal NV Chinmaya Vidyalaya Shegaon from Maharashtra. And I have 25 years of teaching experience. Today I am going to speak on the topic manifold perspectives of a teacher. So, in 1964, when in Kotak Commission, there was mentioned that destiny of nation is shaped in a classroom. That means what the future of the nation depends on the classrooms, and teachers are going to deal with these students, and that means teachers are responsible for shaping the destiny of a nation. So teacher has to play a different role. These are the different roles. One is he is a nation builder, act as a counselor, gardener, leader, social reformer, friend, guide, and philosopher, and as well as parent of children also. He is a kingmaker. He has got higher status in the society since ancient times. So what are these different roles? We'll see this one by one. We know that teaching is the noblest profession in all professions. Though there are so many professions, it may be somebody want to become doctor, engineers, lawyers, advocates, but teaching is the noblest profession in all professions. And all the teachers, they must have done some good karmas in previous birth. That's why they are teacher in this birth. So actually, when once this question was asked to C.D. Deshmukh, who was once the finance minister of India, that what is the difference between station master and school master, then he answered like this: station master minds the train, but school master trains the mind. The training to mind is very difficult, and we are dealing with delicate minds. We want to shape those minds, and definitely those who are teachers, they are specially chosen instruments by the God, and no doubt about it. So what are the different roles of this teacher? One, here is one analogy, that one tank is here. This tank represents teacher, and this bucket is students, and water is coming through this tap. If water in the bucket is pure, then the only pure water will be collected in this bucket. If water in the tank is polluted, then definitely this water collected in the bucket will be polluted. So teacher has to be very dynamic, very enthusiastic, and value-based, because students learn a lot just by observing the teachers. What are the different aspects of the teachers? First is teacher as a counselor. Every child is unique. Teacher must understand that. And taking into account the psychology, he has to design his lesson plans, teaching strategies, teaching methods. It depends and it changes from student to students. So teacher is not supposed to teach only that subject, but he has to go beyond that subject also. The teacher should be able to understand the child. Once Gandhiji visited one school and asked the teachers, what do you teach? One teacher said, I teach mathematics, I teach physics, I teach chemistry. And then Mahatma Gandhi said, who teaches children? The thing is that we don't want to teach only subject, but we want to teach the child. So taking into account the children's psychology, we must design our teaching methods. We should be able to understand the children's problems. Children face many challenges. What are the challenges? Like there may be academic pressure, feeling of inadequacy, sometimes comparison with siblings, Yeah, this happens usually anywhere when siblings are there. Even parents also compares that your brother or sister is doing well, but you are not doing well. You must study hard as much as your brother. So unknowingly, we are putting some pressures on that child. Even teachers also compare between two students. If he can do, why can't you do that? Every student has his own limitations. We should be able to understand that. Then again, high expectations of parents. Now everybody wants that his child should be a IITian, or he should become doctor. So it's not possible. Destiny of each and every child is fixed. Now, if we are emphasizing only on education, that child must learn this, then the Sachin Tendulkar, he might not have become the Sachin Tendulkar. We know that in class 10th examination of English, Sachin failed. But we know what is status right now. And after some years, in class 10 of Maharashtra board, there is one chapter, Sachin the Great. This is what makes a difference. So teachers should be able to understand the potential of child. Every individual has its own potential. And that is the main responsibility of teacher, to understand the potential of the child and to motivate and guide him accordingly. Sometimes children may suffer from lack of family types or warmth or support from the family. So teacher has to act as a parent in the school and support him morally to study. No behavior is without meaning. So teacher should be able to understand how the students behave and what is the logic behind that, why that student is behaving like that. Students may forget what was taught, but remembers how he was taught. I would like to give you one example. When a reunion took place, when I was in class 10th, and at that time, the reunion was going on, and now, after so many years, when I want to see my teacher, I touched the feet of my teacher and I told him, "Sir, you used to teach us physics so nicely." Then he asked me, "Do you remember what I taught you?" Then I said, "I don't remember what I taught you, but the way you taught me, that the way you used to taught me, while teaching physics, you used to make some jokes, and that I do remember." That means students may forget what was taught, but they always remember how he was taught. So taught them with love. Then teacher has to be a creative thinker. How to think is more important than what to think. So here is one example is given here, which I usually used to give to the students. Instead of solving hundreds of questions on the blackboard, if you solve only 2 questions from mathematics and explain them how to solve these questions, then definitely remaining questions will be solved by the students. One example here is that of creative thinking. If you want to eat more quantity of laddu, then which laddu you will prefer? The options are: one laddu of 2 centimeter radius, two laddus of 1 centimeter radius, either A or B, because both are equal. And when I ask these questions, then basically this question is based on the formula of volume of a sphere. Though the students know the formula for finding the volume of a sphere, but they don't know how to apply it. So many students answer like this, that I will, the answer is C, because either A or B both are equal. They say like this. But they forget to apply the formula of volume of a sphere. They do not apply this formula. They do not understood the concept. That's why they give answers wrong. So if we elaborate such types of examples, the students understand, and definitely they would learn to apply the logic. Then besides this, teacher has to act as a social reformer, motivate the child to use plastic, thermocol, save electricity, give these instructions time to time, and students follow this, and definitely this helps for social reforming. Now in CBSE also there are some functions that we celebrate in our school, like it may be Vigilance Week, okay, then or there is integrative pledge or Jan Andolan for COVID-19. Students should be motivated to participate in such activities. Definitely, it will create some kind of environment, and thus teacher will act as a social reformer. Teacher also has to act as a leader. He lead an ideal life. Student follows what you do and not what you tell. Students are very good observers. If you keep on telling them something, then they may not follow you. But if you do that, that's why it is said that first be, then do, then tell. Here I would like to give one example. One new teacher joined in a school, and she was a teacher of class 5th, and she was teaching so nicely. That was her first day, and she taught for almost 30 minutes. And later on, she asked the children, "How was my class? What do you understand?" And then one child came forward. Actually, what happened is that while she was teaching, uh, while rubbing the blackboard, there was a cloth as a duster, and that cloth was fallen down. So she picked up that cloth with her left fingers and she rubbed that blackboard. So when that child came forward, he asked the teacher to give that cloth duster. He dropped that, and then he picked that cloth duster by leg fingers and rubbed the blackboard and told, "Ma'am, this is what I learned." That what I mean to say that students, they follow what you do and not what you tell. So actually, values are taught. Values are not taught, but to be caught. If we keep on saying that we should follow values, we should do this. If you keep on speaking only idly, then they may not follow. But if you do that, then students observe a lot and they follow these values. This is child. One example is given that one wheel is teacher, another wheel is parent. Then definitely this handle and this front wheel will give direction to the life of that child. So the role of teacher is also very important here. Then there are three types of teachers. One is complaining type teachers, second is explaining type teachers, and third is inspiring type teachers. So what is this complaining type teachers? See, complaining type teachers, they always keep on complaining that students are not submitting homework, students are not cooperating me, they are not attentive in class, and they always keep on complaining. That's why because of these things, I am not able to teach in the class, I am not able to finish my syllabus, and so many complaints are there. They always keep on complaining about the students. But there is another category of teacher, that is explaining type of teachers. So this type of education is from head to head. This is artificial education. And the teacher have bookish knowledge, lot of bookish knowledge, and they are just omitting this. Don't bother about it. Whatever knowledge they have, they just want to give that knowledge to child. So here we can see this is one picture from a very famous movie, Three Idiots, and this picture explains, this scene explains about this bookish knowledge. All of us must remember this scene. So this artificial knowledge or head-to-head knowledge or these types of teachers, explaining type of teachers, that is also not good from educational point of view. Then there is another third type of teachers that is called as inspiring type of teachers. So these teachers, they always motivate the child to learn. And this type of education is from heart to heart. This is not artificial, but this is artificial education. So, yeah, I would like to give one example again. One day, one education inspector visited the school, and in one of the class, he asked a table that what is uh, 5 5 and one child said 5 5 is 30, and the teacher said good good good, and he clapped for that child. And that education inspector said that he is saying 30, sir, he is giving wrong answer and you are clapping for him and saying good. But teacher smiled and said, sir, yesterday he was saying 5 5 are 40. Now he is saying 30. I hope soon he will come to the correct answer, that is 5 5 is 25. So this is just lighter note. But what I mean to say that always keep on motivating the child to learn, to do his best. There are two types of schools. One is called as a good school and happy schools. There are so many good schools in India. But what is expected that not only good school, but that school should be a happy school. So when school will be happy, if child is happy, if teacher is happy, if parents are happy, whole society is happy, then that is called the happy school. And teacher is the soul of education. So teacher has to play a very vital role in this education. So that's all about it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shirij, I finished. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kishor.
Yeah.
And you have wonderfully presented the perspectives of a teacher. Okay. And I would like to ask you, like, since you've been the principal, so
Yeah.
while hiring teachers, what are the qualities you mainly focus on as you have presented this manifold perspectives? So definitely, I mean, getting all the parameters or the perspectives in a single candidate, it's very difficult. So what are the main parameters or the perspectives you look into a teacher while hiring?
See, first thing is that he should have subject knowledge, and besides
Okay.
subject knowledge, more important thing is that whether that teacher is able to understand child psychology or not. This is the
Okay.
main thing on which we focus. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. So, how should a teacher balance the IQ and the EQ, that is the intelligent quotient and the emotional quotient of a child?
Yeah. See, that's why in actually teachers should be well acquainted with the value education process. See, if
Okay.
he is able to understand child psychology and value education and how to inculcate values among the children, then definitely he can balance IQ and EQ also.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. And in one of the slides, I just remember seeing like you have mentioned teacher should be teaching how to be a creative thinker while
Yeah.
teaching. So, do you think there is enough time or space for a teacher to teach in a creative way? Because most of the time, teachers are under the pressure of completing the syllabus. So, how to handle this?
Yeah, right. See, completion of syllabus is another thing. But I think while doing this also, if teacher is creative, definitely he will get some time. I have seen some teachers in my school also. They are very creative while teaching these simple subjects also. Now online education is going on. They are making so beautiful videos, and I think all children are getting fascinating, and they are eager to learn. I think
Okay,
yes, it is possible. It is possible.
okay, okay, good. And how do you encourage and motivate your staff to deliver teaching in the best possible way?
Yes, I always tell them in meetings that we should do our best. Okay. Ch-
Okay. Mm.
Education should be child-centered education, focus on the child only. child should be able to get something from you. And if you are getting sound sleep at night, then definitely that means you are satisfied. And that's all. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good, good. And due to pandemic now, I mean, most of the all the schools are into the online teaching. So, what do you think will be the future requirements of teaching related jobs?
Definitely. See, technology is also an integral part of education now. And so I think though offline education may continue, but online education will play a vital role again, no doubt. So,
Okay, okay, thank you.
yes,
And
Ashwini.
too much, yeah, yeah, thank you. And too much talks are going on about this National Education Policy 2020. So, what are the key takeaways? What are your views on that?
Yeah. See, I think it's good. Nowadays, see, if it is central school, then the student is admitted in school at the age of 6 because he starts from class 1 only. And now in NEP, because of that is called as foundational years, that means from age 4, students is admitted in the school. That means from age 4 to 8, that is called as foundational years. And I think 80% brain development takes place in these years only. That's why from this point of view, NEP is very good. And no doubt about it, definitely from 2022, it will be implemented.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Professor Sarath Kumar, do you have any questions? You can go ahead and ask if you have any questions.
Thank you, ma'am, and very good morning, Shri Kulkarni,
Good
for being a
morning.
part of particular interview, sir. I hope you are doing well during this pandemic. Am I audible
Yeah.
clearly, sir?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
you're
yes,
audible.
yes, yes.
Sir, first of all, let me congratulate you on your presentation for what is called rejuvenating me about the various values which are slowly getting eroded by monetary concerns. And in fact, my question is about that monetary concern only. You have presented very well about the value system, sir. I have a lot of respect for it, veneration for it. I value the value system. But when it comes to money, when we see as parents and educators, when we see the educational system as a holistic practice of transformation of knowledge from one particular tangent to another particular tangent, from one generation to another generation, teachers play a very vital role. Undoubtedly, it is true. But why
Yeah,
does this particular subject related, what is called partiality, is existing in our societies? For instance, in your own school, teachers who are teaching, let us say, 10th class, should be paid equally because the subjects are equal. They have, we say holistically on stages and elsewhere, we say that all these subjects are knowledge only, they are knowledge based, everything is same, of the same value, we should give very well. Then why that disparity when it comes to financial matters? A teacher of let us say Marathi is paid very low, and whereas a teacher of physics or mathematics is paid very high. What, as principal of your school, what kind of practice would you advocate? Would you advocate for the similarity of these payments? How do you think a particular person who is teaching the mother tongue would feel in front of a particular person whose very mother tongue itself, even that very flow of language itself, is very poor, and he doesn't even properly construct a single sentence, but he is paid more? And maybe students do not even like him just because he has, his name is tagged with MSc, he has been paid more. Now what is this kind of culture? How do you advocate this? How do you see this particular culture, whether it should be eroded? No one is speaking about it, sir. I don't understand why this kind of disparity should exist in our educational system, especially when we speak greatly of education in holistic terms.
yes, sir, I think, but I do agree with you, but now times have changed, sir. See, every subject has its own value. Now, it may be physics, mathematics, chemistry, it's okay. Now, importance is given to these subjects as compared to that Marathi or Hindi, no doubt about it. But in my opinion,
Sir, you are not audible, sir.
as far as
All of us.
the payment issue is concerned, see, every school starts in these subjects. Teacher, student can easily understand that local languages. Okay, it may be Hindi, it may be Marathi, and even without teachers also they are able to score marks in examinations. That is the demand of present education system. Okay, but for getting marks in such subjects, mathematics, physics, chemistry, students need teachers and constant guidance. This is what the main first basic difference. And accordingly, I think any schools also deals with these teachers, that this should be the salary given to these teachers, and this should teacher should be paid low. This happens. This distinction is there, no doubt about it. But this it depends. It depends on the head of the institution. If all subjects are equal, then it should be equally paid to all the teachers.
Sir, let me tell you one thing. I have worked in two different countries, sir. And
Yeah.
in those two different countries, either in Maldives or in Eritrea, where I worked, yeah,
Okay.
even the private schools are following the same kind of salaries as the government schools follow. For example, Tata Foundation has established their own school in Maldives,
Mhm.
and they are following this what is called the Cambridge University Cambridge syllabus curriculum, Cambridge ESOL
Right.
curriculum.
Okay.
So they are following that.
Huh.
But when it comes to salaries, my friends are working. They are paying
Mhm.
at par with those of governments. A physics teacher in the government sector would receive, let us say, 1,200 rupiahs, that is Maldivian rupiahs, and the
Mhm.
same is the salary paid even for the private teacher as well. So why when the government is taking that kind of a measure to see this kind of disparity is not at all present to begin with, because sir, the so-called problems which you said in our country are existing. They are the same problems which are universally existing. If physics cannot be understood as Marathi would be, okay, then
Yeah.
definitely it should be the same problem in other countries as well. So when they are coping up there, why can't we do? With more resources and more what is called educational values as our background, because other countries don't boast on that. We boast. We have a value based educational system. This does. So if we cannot cater to this, I think we are just it's a big hoax, and we are eating ourselves, sir. This is how I see. What
Yeah.
do you say, sir?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Actually, uh, every subject has its own importance. Even by studying Marathi or Hindi, also one can become IAS officers. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessary that someone has to become engineer or doctor. Now, this is the perception of society, that this is the perception of parent that my child should become doctor or engineer. That's why he must study this physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. Okay, but if someone is studying arts, someone is studying this Marathi, the languages since beginning, and if that's this idea is clear in the mind that by studying these subjects also you have you can live fascinating life. I think this point should be mentioned in uh, school education. Counseling should be done again and again, that not only these subjects are important, even if you study these languages also, then also you can enjoy your life. These points somewhere we are missing. And
Sir, why
no,
I asked you this question, sir? Why I asked you this question? Because of
yeah,
two reasons. Number one,
yeah,
when we go to our own university or college, it's a private college. When we see our other subject teachers who are
yeah,
less in age, enjoy a better life. What is the
yeah,
point of earning 25, 20? I have been an instructor of English for the past 27 years, sir. This is my
yeah,
27th year of, instructing English. And
huh?
maybe I am not having that kind of lifestyle with my physics colleague with less experience than I. He is enjoying. That kind of experience I don't have, that lifestyle. Now, why should I be deemed for a low level of lifestyle? So what wrong have I done? In fact, my English is much better than most of the speakers here. Even then, it's not paying me. This is the first reason. Second reason, what about our children, sir? How many of our own children will be good teachers of a particular subject? For example, your own children. Ask yourself, sir. I am not asking a personal question. Just like that, societally, we should, being a principal, you can administer certain things and you can even positively impact many parents. So how many of those parents are really ready to make their own children teachers? They are not ready to make their own children as teachers, sir. Seeing all the troubles of the teachers, sir. How can we get good teachers again? We speak of great things. All good teachers are rushing away from this country. They are going to other countries and earning a lot of money. For example, you will never get a Sanskrit teacher, best Sanskrit teacher, because they have been to Germany for higher pay. They are paid more, sir. And definitely they
Yeah,
would go there. Who eat here, sir, and suffer? Your holistic so-called values will be dumped in the dustbin, sir, when it is not at all giving food, enough food and minimum things, sir. I am not talking about cars and other things. Minimum two-wheeler. I have seen many of the Sanskrit teachers walking on the road, sir, leading a very worst life. And when I told them, Baba, you are not valued here, go to Germany, you will definitely get a better life. I even showed them the sites they applied. Fortunately they got, and they are now well settled there. Settlements, they will be coming back once again. So this kind of disparity, definitely, as you yourself clearly said, sir, students are observing us more carefully than the so-called elderly people. When the students
yeah,
themselves see vagaries of all the teachers, which student will be daring enough to become a teacher, sir, unless the fellow tries for a government job? Because everybody knows that in a government sector job, you need not work that much, because government itself gives you other work than teaching. You will have more work. You should be in the election duties. You will be part of what is called a vaccination program. You will be a part of population counting program. You will be a part of several things, not just teaching. So obviously they are ready. So where can you have a quality teacher? You please tell, sir. Even if you pay a lot of money also, there is a very clear debt for teachers, sir. There are no teachers at all, I will say. Even if they are there, they are not in our country. Definitely they are outside of our country. Very clearly I am telling you this, sir. If any teacher is in this country, it is only because of his personal tribulations. I call them tribulations, sir, very clearly. So that
yeah,
is why
yeah,
we
yeah.
need to look. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yes, yes, yes. Professor Saab, you are absolutely right. Actually,
Hmm.
those who are teachers, I used to ask them only one question while selecting them. Are you coming to
Sir.
this profession by choice or by chance? Okay, and
Hmm.
definitely it was the last option for them. If no options are available, so this is the last
Hmm.
option, last choice for them. Okay, so they are not by choice in this profession. Those who are here, but once they are offered
Correct,
this
sir.
profession, they have to be in this profession and do their best, sir. And in present scenario, whatever you told,
Hmm.
see now
Hmm.
there are also some private schools, no doubt, sir. They are paying equally. In my previous schools
Hmm.
also, we used to pay the same salary
Hmm.
for Hindi teacher, same salary for English
Hmm.
teacher, and for physics, mathematics also, as per the
Ah.
sixth pay, as per the seventh pay commissions only. Now there are some
Hmm.
private schools also, they are paying equal salaries, sir.
Correct, sir.
And yeah, yeah, there are some schools. We have to be optimistic, sir. And definitely, this trend is changing again. And teachers are this profession is also, they are also being highly paid nowadays. Uh, I think it's not an issue, sir. Even English teachers also earning a lot of money, sir, by taking even coachings, tuitions, by conducting these seminars for students. They are earning a lot of money.
Correct,
Even
sir.
they have been conducting these coaching classes for this TOEFL, okay, or GRE, some like this. They are guiding. Even they have been conducting these special classes for teachers also. So they are earning a
Hmm.
lot nowadays in society also, sir. So I beg to differ with your opinion. What you said is right, but now I think it's changing now. They're changing scenario, and
Hmm. Sir, suddenly it has got cut, sir. I'm sorry, I'm not
See, I
able to
do
follow
still I
you.
remember that. There was I have been in teaching field for last 20. The topper in class 12, they decided to become teacher in their life, and they became. Yeah, I still remember that. On the send off day, okay, just one month before the annual examination, when we organized send off for the students, one child who was the topper of that school, she said that yes, I want to become teacher in my life, and she became teacher. She got admission in ACRT Bhopal, and she became teacher. Now she joined in a central school. So that means there should be something to maintain the dignity of this teacher, this teaching field. We need to do something, sir.
Correct.
If we are saying that nothing, yeah, if nothing is there in teaching field, then definitely the thing is there. But you are also absolutely right that out of, suppose there are 30 students in one class, then 30 students would like to become engineers. If they are opted mathematics, they become engineer. How many, what is percentage, that doesn't matter. Each and every student, those who are opted mathematics, he becomes engineer nowadays. Nobody want to become teacher. But now if we motivate them, what is the responsibility of teacher? And then definitely such we can mold them towards the teaching field, and we'll get good teachers also in future. And no doubt salary is also issue that should be highly paid to all the teachers.
Yes, sir.
Not
We all should unite, sir. Private employees
yeah,
should unite together and convince
yeah,
the
yeah,
management so that it should be getting the same salaries. Everybody
right,
should get
right,
the same salary. If it is 14
yeah,
lakhs, let it be 14 lakhs. Especially in
yeah,
the college sector, in the government, what is called sector. I mean, government syllabus, which is being in the work. I mean, the colleges which are actually the schools which are actually using the syllabus that has been made by the government agencies. Private
yeah,
institutions, that is entirely different. You establish your own tutorial college, I establish my own tutorial college. These tutorials are different. But when it
yeah,
comes to actually, when you say it's a government junior college, or when you say it's a PU college, then definitely it is affiliated to some kind of board. So what
yeah,
exactly the board pays? The same kind of salary. If not, the all the staff, teaching staff should be paid the same salary. So whoever wishes to work for that salary, at least the students will see that all staff are coming in the same way. They are coming
yeah,
on two-wheelers also. They are not, one is coming in a not in an AC car, another is pompous. That kind of a thing will not be there. At least we should feel a little bit happy about it. Correct or not? That will
right, right,
hurt, sir,
absolutely.
at some point or other. At some point or other, that will hurt. And definitely,
Yeah,
as you yourself said, students are observing, they will definitely get motivated to become teachers, and we will have wonderful teachers even in future. That is what it.
right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Yeah,
for your talk on this particular subject, and have a nice time, sir.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I enjoyed a lot, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor Sarat Kumar, and thank you, Mr. Kishor Kulkarni, for wonderfully putting your thoughts about the manifold perspectives of a teacher. And we will be publishing it on our website, and definitely it will be helpful for the readers of India School News. So, on behalf
Yeah,
of India School News, I thank you all for this meeting. Thank you.
yeah. Thank
thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you.
On good day, sir. Kulkarni, sir. Good day.
Good day. Good day, sir. Good day, sir.